Hi, guys. Okay, so we're starting our Road to the Revolution project. This counts as a test grade, and it's going to be due on Thursday. So you're going to start it today. It's going to be due on Thursday. Your study guide gets handed out on Thursday. You're going to have Thursday and Friday to work on your study guide, and then our test is obviously next week, and we'll do Blue Kit review, et cetera, next week. Okay, so the first thing that I want everybody to do, and Mrs. Mariotti has handed out a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. The first thing we're going to do before we do anything else is we are going to fold this paper. Don't worry about my writing just yet. Just fold the paper, and then we're going to put it aside. So in order to do that, the project description says 12 by 18. I'm not giving that to you. That takes too much time. In a normal year we would, but we are just using a piece of printer paper so that everybody has this at home and in school. So we're going to take this lovely paper, okay, regular piece of printer paper, and you're going to fold it hot dog way down the center, making sure it's even, and then give it a nice seal, okay? So we folded it in half. Now we're going to focus on making 3 sections. So I basically take my paper and I want to fold it in towards the center, and I want to fold the other half in towards the center. You can measure with a ruler if you want. I'm gotten pretty good at just eyeballing it. So I did 1/2. I'm going to take the other half and fold it all the way up to the edge of that paper so that it makes a little booklet. Okay. And I just eyeballed it. You can use a ruler again if you want to measure it out just to make it safe and square. But I basically just made a little booklet, okay? And then you are going to open it up. Now, you've got 6 boxes on the front, 6 boxes on the back. The next thing you're going to do is label the boxes with numbers. Not what's going in there, just numbers. So I put a number 1 in the corner. I'm going to go ahead and then do a 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on the front page. Let me see if you guys can see that. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then where's my camera? 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to flip it over to the back. And on the back, I'm going to do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So on the back, I've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's your first step. Now I want you to take this piece of paper. I want you to put it aside. Okay, and you're going to hold on to that until you are ready to work on it. There's a few steps that go before that. All right, so let's start with the first thing that you need to open. In Schoology, the first thing you need to open is this Padlet timeline. You're going to need it open while you work. All right. One thing to note about the Padlet timeline, and I'm going to scroll up, is that this is every single thing that we study in social studies this year. This is a timeline for you at St. Teresa's specifically. You cannot scroll back and forth otherwise with the arrows, otherwise it'll just take you directly to the end of the timeline. So you're going to use the arrow keys on your keyboard. You want to just click into the blue part and then use the arrow keys on your keyboard to scroll. You are going to scroll all the way. So we're in the 1400s. We want to get to the 1700s. We want to get to 1754. So we're going to scroll all the way to 1754. Here we go. All right. 1754. That starts our project. So I want everybody to do that, and then you're going to hit pause and leave that open. Let's go back to Schoology, and this is where you're going to open now the Road to the Revolution project. Okay, you're going to open up this project. I've already got it open. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So here is your project description that describes this lovely piece of paper. Before you go ahead and use all your beautiful artistic skills, I want you to complete page number 2. Okay, so what are you going to do? You are going to use your Padlet timeline, which has everything in order with a description of every single event, all 12 events, to complete this part. So we start in 1754 with the French and Indian War. Then we have the Proclamation of 1763. Let's do one together. We're going to go to Padlet. We have the Proclamation of 1763, and it tells what it did. What comes next? The Sugar Act, 1764. So we're going to go here, and this is going to your editable text boxes. You're going to write the Sugar Act, 1764. Okay, and that is way too big for that little box there. We're going to pull that up. Nope. Let's make this smaller. Okay. So the Sugar Act of 1764 goes in that box. Trying to just make this easier to read. This is tough text. All right, make that a little smaller. Pull that in a little bit. Okay. Sugar Act of 1764. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is click this box, okay? And you're going to go back to your Padlet timeline, and you're going to read a little bit about the Sugar Act, which you guys have already studied. We've already talked about this, but I put it in one location so you didn't have to jump back and forth to your notes. It was an indirect tax on all sugar and molasses, and it was very expensive for the colonists. So you're just going to write tax on sugar and molasses, expensive for the colonists. Okay. The next box goes in order, right? Box number 4, I go back. What came next? The Stamp Act, 1765. Then the Quartering Act, also in 1765. If we go forward, we've got then the Boston Massacre, the Tea Act, the Boston Tea Party, the Intolerable Acts, Lexington and Concord, and then we end with America declaring independence. If you go up here, it gives you all of the acts that I want you to put there. Okay? Okay. So that's that. So today's class, Monday, I want you guys to fill this out, complete this, okay? That's what you're going to do for Monday. It may take you into Tuesday. Hopefully this will be done by Monday. When you are done with this guy, you're going to move on to this. And what you're going to do is follow the order given here, because you just sorted them all into order. You're going to go here and you're going to use the French and Indian War. See how I labeled it at the top with the date. And then instead of writing what happened, I'm going to illustrate this box right here with a picture description. So here is the French and Indian War. This was what another student decided to do. So we have the French and Indian War. We've got the British and the French, and then it tells the dates that it ran. Okay, they're running at each other with bayonets. Pretty funny. All right. That goes into this box right here. Then obviously the Proclamation of 1763 comes next. Here's my example, okay, of what that should look like. I want the entire box filled and colored, so both sides should have complete pictures with color. You may not do it in black and white. It has to be colorful, right? And that is done after you finish this page. And they are to be in historical date order, please. All right? All right, good luck. Have fun.